Hi everyone. Today we're diving into Chapter 3, which is all about ethics in public speaking. So let's get started and explore how ethics plays a vital role in building credibility and trust as a public speaker. Now, think about this. How often do we hear or see incorrect information these days? With AI creating fake photos or stories, it's becoming harder for us to trust what we see and hear. But here's the good news. Ethics can guide us out of this rabbit hole and back into a world of honesty and credibility. By being honest and credible ourselves, we can become acutely aware of credibility of what's being presented to us. So let's get started by breaking down what ethics really means. What are ethics? Well, these are principles that help us decide between right and wrong, especially in the context of human affairs and how we transfer and receive information, or as our textbook would say, how we encode and decode messages through that filter we call a brain. As public speakers, we're all held to incredibly high standards when it comes to honesty and transparency. It's our job to ensure our message are not only accurate, but also delivered with integrity. When preparing a speech, we need to consider several things. Are our goals ethically sound? Are we being honest and credible? Are we avoiding harm or misrepresentation? Unfortunately, as technology evolves, maintaining these standards becomes more challenging. But that's why it's so important to hold ourselves accountable as speakers. When we do this, we contribute to the overall integrity and credibility of public speaking through education and information. There are 4 essential rules every ethical speaker should follow. Be fully prepared, know your facts, ensure your research is thorough, and rehearse your delivery. Be honest. Credibility starts with truthfulness. There's no gray area here. Avoid accusations or abusive language. Name calling isn't just rude, it can degrade individuals or groups while promoting yourself unfairly. Put your principles into practice. If you can't express your ideas without crossing ethical boundaries, then rethink your approach. A deeper look at name calling. You should probably learn this rule back in elementary school. Don't say mean things about others. But there's more to it. In the legal and professional world, name calling includes language that defames or demeans others to elevate yourself or your message. For example, publicly criticizing someone unfairly or labeling a group negatively is not only unethical, it damages your credibility as a speaker and hurts others. Now, let's discuss the elephant in the room. Plagiarism. Plagiarism is when you present someone else's words or ideas as your own. It's never acceptable. There are 3 main types of plagiarism you should know about. There's global. This is the most blatant form, taking someone else's work and passing it off as your own, like buying an essay online and submitting it as yours. Or even using AI-generated content without attribution is global plagiarism. The consequences can include failing grades, expulsions, lawsuits, or fines. Then there's patchwork plagiarism. Patching together someone else's sources without proper citations, like pulling sentences or ideas from several websites, presenting them as one cohesive speech, or yours. Incremental plagiarism, as the name suggests, this happens when you incorporate small parts, like quotes or stats, from someone else's work without giving credit. Even tiny omissions can lead to big problems. So how do I avoid plagiarism? You always give credit where it's due, cite your sources properly, and rely on your own words whenever possible. Tools like citation guides can help you stay on track and guide you to the big picture. Ethical speaking, which is all about holding yourself to a high standard of honesty and integrity. When preparing any speech or presentation, ask yourself, is my goal ethical? Have I presented my sources accurately? Am I being truthful with my audience? Remember the old saying, it's better to apologize than ask for permission? That does not apply here. A public forum is no place for risks when it comes to ethics. So, there you have it. Chapter 3 in a nutshell. Ethics is the foundation of credible public speaking, and it's up to each of us to hold those standards. Thanks for watching, and I hope this inspires you to become an ethical speaker who earns the trust of every audience. I'll see you next time.